yana omwe alipo ku maofesi athu. Njirazi zomwe zakhazikitsidwa pofuna kuthandiza makasitomala mwachangu komanso pofuna kukhwimitsa chitetezo zizigwirizana ndi njira zina zomwe zonse akusinthira kupita ku njira za digital. Kulimbikitsa makasitomala onse kuti akonzekere kusintha kumeneku kugwiritsa ntchito njira zolipira za pa intaneti zomwe zilipo. Ogwira ntchito athu ku maofesi ogulitsa ndi ku airport adzakhalapo kuti athandize ndi kutsogolera makasitomala pa nthawi yakusinthaku. Mukafuna kumva zambiri, tumizani email pa customerrelations@malawianairlines.com kapena imbani foni pa 0992 991 097.
Malawi Airlines, from the warm heart of Africa.
Announcement: transition to cashless ticketing. Malawi Airlines would like to inform all valued customers that effective 1st May, all ticket purchases will be conducted exclusively through cashless transactions. As part of this transition, payment will be accepted via bank transfers and POS machines for various banks available at our offices. This measure is designed to streamline our processes, reduce transaction times, and ensure a safer, more secure way of completing bookings. Cashless ticketing will complement our existing online booking platforms, our website, and our mobile application while aligning with global aviation practices that embrace digital payment solutions. We encourage all customers to prepare for this change by making use of the available electronic payment facilities. Our sales and airport staff will be available to guide and assist customers during this transition. For further assistance, please contact our customer service team via customerrelations@malawianairlines.com or call our support line. We remain committed to serving you with dignity, efficiency, and care as we embrace this new chapter. This announcement is brought to you by Malawi Airlines Management.
Malawi Airlines, from the warm heart of Africa.
Glad you could join us for 7:30 News Bulletin. My name is Fales Chizombe. First, the headlines. We have more stories coming up. Do stay with us. Pope Leo XIV has released his message for the 10th World Day of the Poor to be observed on November 15, 2026, describing God as the refuge of the poor and urging Christians to re-examine their commitment to justice, solidarity, and human dignity while becoming a refuge for those in need. In the message released on Sunday and dated June 13th, the feast of St. Anthony of Padua, the Holy Father, reflects on Psalms 40, noting that it was written in a period marked by the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, when the people felt deprived of God's presence and experienced unprecedented material and moral misery. We have a Vatican News report read by Charity Chilanga. We apologize due to technical faults. We are not able to give you the Vatican report. Moving forward, the Ministry of Health has disclosed that Malawi is prepared with screening of people entering the country through airports and border posts intensified to prevent the entry of Ebola. Speaking when she appreciated screening exercise for Ebola at Kamuzu International Airport in Lilongwe on Monday, Minister responsible Baloi stated that though the country has not registered any case of Ebola this far, the country is fully prepared to respond to the disease in an event of an outbreak. Tandun Zmara has filed this report.
Speaking during the tour, Waloi said Malawi remains vulnerable to imported cases because of regional population movement and therefore continues to invest in surveillance, laboratory systems, emergency response, risk communication, and infection prevention measures.
The screening exercise has gone really well. We came here to appreciate what is happening. We've put in place guidelines that we are following as a nation, just to make sure that we, on the entry points, we are doing screening, we are strengthening surveillance, we are also having dedicated staff that have been properly trained, and all cases that are being suspected are properly quarantined. So we just wanted to make sure that this is indeed happening here at the airport. And we've noted that there is so far good progress. We are ready as a nation, as a Ministry of Health and Sanitation, and we want to make sure that we protect Malawians and the nation from any health emergency that can come. It's Ebola, but we've also seen cholera within the country. So we just want to make sure that we are ready and we are able to respond.
In his remarks, World Health Organization WHO country representative to Malawi, Charles Kuria Njuguna, commended Malawi's vigilance in ensuring thorough screening at entry points. He has since called for multi-sectoral collaboration while reiterating his organization's commitment to supporting Malawi's health sector.
Report that Malawi is moving quite fast in terms of ensuring that the country is ready in case of any suspected case. The most important thing is to ensure that you have a very good surveillance system that is able to detect any suspicious case quite early. And that starts with the points of entry. So when we talk about points of entry, we talk about airport, we talk about ground crossing, we talk about seaport if they are applicable. And for Malawi, the most important point of entry is the airport.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer for Airport Development Limited, ADL Zeone Temba, has expressed concern over the reluctance of some VIPs to undergo the screening process, saying they are working with the Ministry of Health to address the challenge.
we provide a forum whereby Ministry of Health has to meet all the stakeholders here, like the Army, who does the handling, air cargo, and Malawi catering services, so that they tell them the measures that has to be taken during disembarking and embarking of planes, and all the measures also that have to be taken when they enter the airport premises, the terminal buildings. We also make sure that we provide a safe haven for travelers. For example, if you see our shuttles, there is a demarcation from the operators and the passengers. We ensure that all passengers do not come in contact with our workers until they get screened, and then they can meet anyone else after that. Apart from that, we also in charge of taking care of the refuse that comes out of the place, which can also spread Ebola.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization (WHO) has handed over Ebola and cholera response supplies worth approximately 128 million Malawi kwacha to the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, strengthening Malawi's preparedness and response capacity against disease outbreaks. This has capacitated the country to conduct tests for Ebola and can confirm any case internally than was the case in the past when samples were being sent to South Africa. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation says 8 buses carrying 645 Malawian nationals under the voluntary repatriation exercise departed from South Africa on Monday, June 15, 2026. The group comprises Malawians who were displaced and sought shelter at Sherwood Town Hall in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, following ongoing challenges affecting foreign nationals in some parts of the Republic of South Africa. We have more details in this report filed by Gift Kalunga.
According to the ministry, the repatriated citizens are expected to enter Malawi through Mwanza border post on Wednesday, June 17, 2026, where they will be received upon arrival. The ministry further states that after entering the country, the returnees will proceed to Kamuzu Stadium in Blantyre for necessary screening and processing before being transported to their respective home districts. The exercise is part of ongoing government efforts to ensure the safe return of Malawian nationals affected by recent incidents of vigilant attacks targeting foreign nationals in South Africa. In an interview, chairperson of the concerned citizens under the Malawi People Power Movement, Edward Kambanje, has called for urgent dialogue between Malawi and South Africa over the welfare of Malawian nationals, stressing the need to safeguard their safety and dignity. He warned that the current situation is creating uncertainty among migrant communities and urged both governments to prioritize human rights in their engagement.
Is that we are not satisfied with the government handling of the matter. Malawi and South Africa have existing bilateral agreements, and we believe these agreements should be reviewed to ensure they serve the interests of the citizens. We maintain that the actions by the South African authorities that have hindered the implementation of these agreements raise serious concerns. We are therefore calling on Malawi government to take a firm position, including reviewing diplomatic relations with the South African if necessary.
Good governance expert Dr. George Chaima has described the situation as part of broader internal socio-political challenges in South Africa, noting that African countries remain interdependent and must strengthen cooperation rather than isolation. He added that Malawi's response reflects ongoing efforts to protect its citizens, including facilitating voluntary returns where necessary, while calling for sustained regional collaboration to promote peace and unity.
I think the xenophobia issue in South Africa is not a Malawi government's issue. It's a South African issue. The people in South Africa are not treating their fellow Africans There is no country where you can live alone without foreigners. So South Africa is not an island that can be on its own without other people from Africa. African countries supported Africa to break away from the apartheid.
The government has meanwhile reiterated its commitment to the protection of Malawian nationals abroad, saying it will continue working with relevant partners to ensure the safe return and the dignity of affected citizens, while closely monitoring developments in South Africa. For Luntha News in Lilongwe, this is Gift Kalonga.
As the world commemorates World Blood Donor Day, a man who has donated blood 90 times, Andrew Chisa, has called on Malawians to embrace voluntary blood donation, describing it as a life-saving act. Chisa made the remarks in Lilongwe during a blood donation exercise organized by Airtel Malawi at the Malawi Blood Transfusion Service. He said his journey as a blood donor began in 1993 while he was still in secondary school after a personal experience that changed his life. We have more details in this report filed by Bridget Manoka.
Chisa emphasized the importance of blood donation, saying it remains critical in saving lives, especially for accident victims, patients undergoing surgery, and women during childbirth. He then appealed to the public to come together and donate blood whenever possible so that lives can be saved.
This issue, since blood is life, without blood, no survival. So it is my appeal to the public that we should come together, join hands, donate blood wherever necessary, so that we should save those in hospital, those injured on accidents. They need blood. Women delivering in hospitals, they all need blood. So we all need blood, but the nation can join hands to donate blood for the nation, so that we should at least keep Malawi going in good health.
The Malawi Blood Transfusion Service, MBTS Public Relations Officer Upire Kaimvi, has expressed satisfaction with the long-standing partnership with Airtel Malawi in promoting voluntary blood donation. She further highlighted that the presence and mobilization efforts of Airtel Malawi at the exercise also inspired individuals like veteran donor Andrew Chisa, who ended up making his 90th blood donation during the same drive.
Very happy with this partnership with Airtel. We have been doing this for the past maybe 10 years, where we have been organizing blood drives in commemoration of the World Blood Donor Day. So for this day, it's very important because apart from sensitizing our donors, Airtel has also informed their staff, so every blood that is donated is so it's very important. And I would also want to
The managing director of Airtel Malawi, Ashish Dutt, has emphasized that the company's responsibility goes beyond providing telecommunications and services, saying it is equally committed to giving back to communities through life-saving initiatives such as blood donation drives.
And as a very responsible corporate citizen, we have been connecting people to telecom services and fintech services, but I think the social responsibility that we have goes beyond connecting people. Commemorating the World Blood Donation Day is very important for us to support the communities, to give life to someone. A few minutes of blood donation that we do is a lifetime for someone else. So I think it's very critical. As an organization, we are committed to give back to the community. We have been doing a lot of social activities. We have been helping government when His Excellency called for
The blood donation exercise attracted a strong turnout, with organizers aiming to collect significant units to support hospitals across the country. Bridget Mwanoka, Luntha News.
You are still watching news on Luntha television with me, Fales Chizombe. Before we proceed, another look at the headlines. Moving forward, Form 4 students at St. Maria Goretti Girls Catholic Secondary School have been encouraged to stay focused on their studies and resist peer pressure as they prepare for their Malawi School Certificate of Education examinations. The message was delivered during the school's Form 4 graduation ceremony, where Father Trustford Choto attended as guest of honor and presided over the celebration mass. Emmanuel Chocha has filed this report.
In his remarks, Father Choto encouraged the students to make responsible life choices and remain committed to their education. He cautioned them against distractions such as pursuit of quick wealth and other peers-influenced behaviors that could derail their future. He stressed that discipline, hard work, and focus remain key ingredients for success, especially at a critical stage when students are preparing for their final exam.
To the learners in the point of so that they can concentrate and gain there are many things today in the modern world that are luring, in particular girl child. They are being lured by so many things. The desire of the flesh, the big man who comes in to disturb them, promising them fake love, fake joy, and fake happiness. And all these things, they divert their lives. At the same time, I mentioned about, for sure, this drug substances abuse among the young ones today is very rampant. And it's a really big problem which the parents are facing. And these things really disturb and break the hearts of the parents who cares for them and who work for them so much. At the same time, the young people of today, they need a lot of accompaniment in the area of the relationships that are taken from so many things are lowered them. They think the life is what they see on social media, is what they see in TikTok, is what they see in Google, but life is all beyond that. The real teacher in their lives are the parents and indeed the teachers here at school and the elders who are there to give them that holistic formation that needs in their lives to grow as a happy, matured, and responsible citizens of the nations, and to make them grow up as good Christians whom the future depends and will rely on.
The event also featured the recognition of outstanding academic performance. One of the top achievers was Familis Juma, who excelled across multiple subjects, including biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, Bible knowledge, and social studies.
My biggest secret is just learning to trust first in the Lord. Then after you trust in the Lord, listen to your teachers and don't actually forget that everything follows respect. So respect everyone, no matter age, no matter size, just respect them all and listen to what they say and what they say, especially our teachers.
With only 2 weeks remaining before the MSCE examination, students were reminded that their choices at this stage will significantly shape their future's outcomes. For Luntha News, in Lilongwe, this is Emmanuel Chiwocha.
The US and Iran said they had agreed terms to end their war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, news that brought relief to markets, although the pact may hinge on an end of hostilities in Lebanon and defers talks on Tehran nuclear program. Whilst to a framework, the deal marked the biggest breakthrough towards resolving the conflict that has killed thousands and upended energy markets since it began with joint US-Israel strikes on Iran in February. We have a Reuters news report read by Charity Chiranga.
US President Donald Trump announced that a deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran has been completed, following mediation by Pakistan and weeks of negotiations aimed at ending hostilities in the region, including Lebanon. The agreement, expected to be formally signed in Switzerland, calls for an immediate and permanent halt to military operations across all fronts. Although full details have not been officially released, the deal reportedly includes a ceasefire involving Lebanon, where fighting linked to Israel and Hezbollah had intensified and displaced over 1 million people. Iran has also said all military operations will stop, while Israel has not yet fully responded, though it has indicated opposition to any forced withdrawal from southern Lebanon. The agreement also signals broader economic and security shifts, including the planned reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, which had been disrupted and impacted global oil supplies. Following the announcement, oil prices dropped and global markets rose, while cautious shipping concerns remain. Further negotiations are expected within a 60-day ceasefire period to address Iran's nuclear program and potential sanctions relief, including the possible release of frozen Iranian assets. International reactions have been largely positive, with several European countries and China welcoming the deal. However, key issues remain unresolved, particularly the future of Iran's nuclear program and the long-term stability of the ceasefire in the region.
Now I give you the weather report by Tapiwa Dulagumoto.
Good evening, and it's time for weather forecast. Cold to very cold conditions were experienced over most areas this morning, with Jidedzen Lilongwe reporting the lowest at 7 degrees Celsius, 8 over Kamuzu International Airport, and 10 degrees Celsius over Nzuzu and Vumbwe in Cholom. We are currently expecting clear skies to few clouds over most areas tonight as well as tomorrow in the morning hours, coupled with cold to cool temperatures as well as fog patches in some areas. We are also expecting occasional windy conditions in some areas over the central as well as the northern part of the country, while calm conditions are expected over most areas in the south. Occasional mwela winds will also be blowing over our lake water bodies such as Lake Malawi and Lake Chirwa. Hence, we are still advising all lake users, including fishermen, to continue being very observant. This is all due to the influence of an outgoing high pressure system, which is still pumping in fairly moist and cool southeasterlies into the country, influencing these conditions. Tonight, we should therefore expect clear skies over most areas in the south, the central, as well as the northern part of the country, accompanied by cold to cool temperatures. Similar conditions are also expected tomorrow in the morning hours, accompanied by fog patches in some areas, especially over the highlands as well as in valleys. Temperatures are also expected to remain mild over a few areas such as Nkata Bay and Likoma at 19 degrees Celsius, but we should expect cold to cool temperatures over most areas in the southern part of the country and the north, while very cold conditions are also expected in some areas over the central, such as Luntha. Looking into the afternoon hours of tomorrow, we should expect partly cloudy conditions over the southern part of the country, while clear skies will be persisting over most areas in the central as well as the northern part of the country. We are also expecting hot temperatures to persist tomorrow in the afternoon over a few areas such as Ngabu and Isanje at 30 degrees Celsius, but generally mild to warm conditions are expected over the south, the central, as well as the northern part of the country, coupled with occasional windy conditions, especially over the central and the northern part. Looking into Wednesday, we should expect few clouds to partly cloudy conditions over the country, accompanied by occasional windy conditions, as well as cold to cool temperatures at night and warm to hot conditions during the day. I'm Tebua Kutamutu. Be wise, be weatherwise.
That concludes our today's news bulletin. Before we leave you, another look at the headlines. Pope Leo XIV says the road is refugee of the poor calls Christians to become a living shelter of dignity. Government reaffirms Malawi's preparedness to prevent importation of Ebola, calls for multi-sector collaboration. Government confirms departure of 645 Malawians under voluntary repatriation exercise from South Africa. And in other news, Iran-US agree to halt war and reopen Hormuz, sending oil prices tumbling. My name is Fales Kizombe. Thank you so much for watching and keep it Luntha TV. Goodbye for now.